Draymond Green, never one to shy away from saying what he thinks. The three-time champ has an even bigger platform these days, Stephen A, with his podcast, obviously very active on social media. And lately, he's been hyping up the concept of the new media, a notion described in a tweet by him saying, "We give flowers, the old heads call it soft." Here's Draymond last night on SVP talking about this guy.
Go watch the Draymond Green show. I said Stephen A sometimes act like the new media. Sometimes he doesn't. That's on you, but, nonetheless, don't just lump me in with media, baby. It's the new media.
Yeah. Go ahead, Molly. What's up?
No, I just want to know what's your reaction that you're sometimes, Stephen A, you're sometimes the new media and sometimes, I guess, regular media.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Draymond Green is right.
Mm-hmm.
He's just incomplete. He's absolutely right with what he says. And let me say, first of all, I encourage everybody to go and listen to the Draymond Green show. He has a lot to say. He's a highly intelligent brother, very opinionated, very outspoken, as honest as they come. And I got a lot of love for that brother. He knows it. And anytime he needs my help for anything, he knows my number and he knows I'm just a phone call away. And to be quite honest with you, that applies to any professional athlete, to be quite honest with you, because I think they do far more for us than we ever appreciated. There's a couple, and when I say a couple, I mean only two, maybe really one individual in professional sports who I absolutely despise. I can't stand his ass, but I'll never tell you who he is. And even if he called me, I would help him too. So because I believe that these athletes deserve all the support that they can get from people in the quote unquote old media, as they say. Now, obviously, when I talk about somebody I despise, it is not Draymond Green. I love this brother. That's my dog. He knows that. And he got me the other day, a couple of weeks ago, when he said that I'm a part of the new media too, because he was pointing out the fact that there is this reluctance to give cats their flowers when they deserve it. And he knows that I'm not that guy. I'll give you your flowers if you deserve it. But when I don't give flowers, the problem is I sound like the quote unquote old media. I don't call it old media. You know what I call it? Being real and being accountable, which is why the new breed of wannabe journalists or whatever you want to call yourselves have no chance in hell of ever replacing us, because the level of objectivity that people like myself bring to the table is not something that we have to concern ourselves about when it comes to the modern day athlete. It is a struggle, and rightfully so, to talk about your own contemporaries in a very, very critical way. And we don't have that problem because they're not our contemporaries. We're talking about the athletes. Guess what? We would have that problem, at least some of us anyway, if it came to talking about people in the media. Like, for example, I don't talk about my colleagues. I don't do that. Okay, I talk about me and what I bring to the table. I'm not going to excoriate my colleagues unless they try to get personal and I got to correct them for the record. But outside of that, I'm not going to sit up there and build myself up or for knocking them down. I'm going to ascend. I'm going to elevate on my own merits, and I'll leave it at that. When you're an athlete, it is a challenge to do that. And more importantly, it's a challenge to take that and absorb that. I have no doubt that Draymond Green was not fond of my words about how he looked in games 3 and 4 of these NBA Finals series. Well, guess what? I wasn't fond about saying it. I wasn't happy about it. I root for Draymond Green. I want him to be successful. I want him to go out there and ball out. I want him to be one of the elite defensive players this game has ever seen, to showcase his veracity, his tenacity, his defensive prowess, and to be relevant offensively. And when he wasn't that way in games 3 and 4, I had to call it like I see it. It doesn't mean I was happy about it. It doesn't mean I was rooting for it to happen, but it does mean that I have to call it like I see it. Sometimes people believe that's old media, that's hating, that's refraining from giving cats their flowers. Actually, no, it's calling it like it is. Let's extend this conversation a little bit more. CJ McCollum, he gets on First Take and, he goes off and he challenges me and we get into a heated debate. And so all of a sudden it's percolating all over social media. Stephen A and CJ. Stephen A and CJ have been cool for years. I've been a guest on his podcast. If he ever needed my help, he knows I'm just a phone call away. We had a disagreement. JJ Redick, same thing. We had a disagreement. So what? That's what it is. Patrick Beverly comes on the show and he's getting at me about something. And I thought his comments about CP3 were ignorant. I thought he was lost, and it was a bad look. But it doesn't negate from the other good things that he did. And so what I'm trying to say is that, guess what? Would they be on First Take if I didn't want them on First Take? Would they, I want them to disagree with me. I want us to have friction as it pertains to a particular argument. It doesn't negate how I feel about them, how much I value them. It doesn't negate the fact that there's a whole bunch of athletes out here that if they need my help, I'm a phone call away. They could snap their fingers, yo, Stephen A., I need you, I'm there. That's what it's about. But just because we disagree, it's no big deal. The difference is that you have a lot of players. When they talk about new media versus old media, they get on you for calling them out. And here's my warning to all of them. I'm watching. Let's see what you do once your playing career is over and you're sitting in these seats permanently. And you got to call it like you see it. Ask all the former athletes who come on ESPN and other networks, how many of them have come up to me, Stephen A. I didn't know, man. I mean, damn. These dudes, you can't say nothing. They so damn sensitive, blah, blah, blah. That's what they're talking about. But Draymond ain't one of those dudes. He's a good dude, good people. He's doing a hell of a job. He's going to be a star in this business one day. He's my brother. I'm rooting for him. Let him get on me a little bit. Sure. It's all in fun. It's all good.
Let's leave it there. But as far as disagreement and friction, I hope we have that on this show. It's a debate show.
Yes.
Be pretty boring if we all just agreed. I don't know what we'd be doing for 2 hours every 10 hours.
The only person that could get away, Molly, with mumbling is Shaquille O'Neal. And he'll get ratings no matter what because he's Shaq. Hey, Molly, how you doing? I'm just tired this morning. I don't feel like doing anything. I mean, Draymond Green's got to play better. Steph Curry had a bad night, but it'll be okay. Okay. All right. See y'all later. I told Kobe. I told Phil. Phil know how I play. Kobe know how I play. Give me the ball. I'm going to dunk it. That's Ari Spears imitating Shaq. Go watch it. It was hilarious. Talk to y'all later. Let's go to the next segment.
I'm just going to go home. You heard him.
Yes.
Big in one of the most important games in his career, and the Warriors are a victory away from their 4th title in the last 8 seasons. Wiggins led the team with 26. Steph Curry added 16, but didn't hit a three-pointer for the first time in 233 regular season and postseason games. For more, we welcome in 3-time NBA champion JaVale McGee, who won back-to-back titles with the Warriors, of course, in 2017 and 2018. Thank you so much for being with us. Great to have you. And let's start with last night. A bit of an off night for Steph Curry and the Warriors, but obviously they still get the win. What does that say to you about this squad?
They're extremely deep, extremely deep. They have weapons all across the board, and I just feel like the signing of Andrew Wiggins was definitely a major one, and it's just really impressive what he's doing in the finals.
JaVale, man, it's always good to see you, man. Thank you for being on the show. When you watch this Warriors team, obviously you played with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson before. You see Jordan Poole and how he's really elevated his game. Draymond is still there and what have you. But when you watch this Warriors team, tell us what you see from them that you don't see from too many teams in the National Basketball Association. Give us your perspective on what we're all watching.
In my opinion, from the front office, I feel like they have the ability to draft guys that fit with each other and understand that they all can come up together and play championship basketball. The fact that Jordan Poole is playing the way he's playing, and the fact that they brought in Andrew Wiggins and he fit right in and was an all-star this year, it was just amazing the things that they do and the camaraderie that they bring to the team and what they add to other players that come to that system.
When coming into this final series, who did you have? Who did you pick and why?
I picked Golden State. I already knew Golden State was definitely gonna just because they had the experience, but I wanted Boston to really give them a battle and at least take it to 7. Just because it's playoff basketball and it's just so fun to watch. And no one wants to see a sweep anywhere. You want to see guys actually put that work in and some competition. So, but it's been a great series, and it's really entertaining just watching these guys really put in that work.
I was getting ready to say, forgive me for interpreting if I interpreted falsely, but you sound like a brother that feels like this series is over. It's about to end Thursday night instead of going to Game 7. Am I reading that right, or do you believe this is going 7 games?
No, I definitely believe it definitely can go 7 games because they still got to go to Boston, and it's no joke going to Boston against those fans and that team at home. They're extremely hard to beat at home, and just that energy in that building that's going to be in the closeout game is going to be amazing.
Go ahead, Molly.
Yeah, let me get in here. I want to transition to the Brittany Griner situation.